I don't know if we're live or not. It's not showing the countdown like it used to do. I guess that's something different. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, man, if we're live, this is Mike from Mike's Magic Resto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in what has been a pretty decent day in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Oh my. I wish Facebook would tell you when they change things, but they're not very good at that. Oh well, oh well. Here we go. Working on my car, Sally. But I've been having to redo my tire coating. I put a high quality coating on it a couple of years ago, and all I've had to do is just use regular old car soap to wash them off, and it held up really well. But as y'all know, sometimes she has to sit outside for long periods of time. So the tire coating was failing. It had already way outlived what they claimed that it would. So I'm not complaining, but sometimes getting these old tire coatings off can be tedious and frustrating. And folks, you must get it off. I'll show you why here in just a moment. We'll walk over to the driver's side, because when you get ready to apply your new coating, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I've been cleaning on this tire. It's been washed several times with a good quality dedicated tire cleaner, and I would suggest you do that. Most of those that are dual purpose, they say wheel and tire cleaner. You know, they got formula for this, and then they got the formula for that, all mixed together, and it doesn't do either one of them all that well. So I used a dedicated tire cleaner that is formulated to clean rubber and not metal. You need a totally different chemistry for this than you do this. Of course, I didn't have to do a whole lot of cleaning on these because they're ceramic coated. But you can see this here where I have cleaned it several times, and if you look closely there, you can still see some of the old tire coating is still on there. Man. And what I've went and done after that on this side of the tire, I have cleaned it better, and as you can see, it's mostly a flat black finish. We're down to the bare rubber over till we get to about right here. So I've got to start on this part, and it's important that you get this instead of this, because if you just try to cover this up with your new tire coating, look, somebody's watching, it will end up blotchy and streaky, and it won't last very long at all. In short order, it'll just look like crap. So you need to get rid of all this. No tire cleaner, no degreaser, no, not Dawn, nothing that I have found will remove all of this, except let's see if I can get it out here where y'all can see it. But I have, my favorite go-to is this right here, black dirt thinner, and you can see my very thick rubber gloves, your normal nitrile surgery type gloves. This stuff just melts them, eats them up, and you don't really want a lot of this on your hands. I tell you what, it'll mess them up. And I've got my inspection light going here so that we can see things better. And sometimes I use a little brush to apply this with and scrub in all these little striations in the rubber a lot of the manufacturers put on here, and in between the little letters and all that kind of stuff, because you want to get all of that gone if possible. If possible. And it can be time consuming, folks. It can be time consuming, but this stuff does the best job of anything I have seen, found on YouTube, found on Google, period. And I tried, somebody told me that mineral spirits work better. I tried that yesterday on the other tires. No, it doesn't. It works, but to me it does not work as good or as quickly as this. So you can use your brush, but mostly I just use an old downgraded microfiber, saturated. You know, it takes a little bit of elbow grease, go back and forth, back and forth. You may have to do it several times before you remove all of this. But trust me, once you get all of this removed, and I usually rinse it off after I'm done, and you apply your new coating, you will be much happier with how it appears and the longevity of it. Let's walk over here and I'll show you on these tires on the driver's side. I just kind of halfway did them because I wanted to show you what can happen if you do not remove it all completely. Now, I did a pretty good job on these tires. Pretty good. And coated them with the new graphene style. But if you look closely, let's see if I can get down here. You know, from back here it looks pretty good, but when you put the light on it and you start to look, you can see some streaking and high points there. And this is cured pretty well. I put it on kind of thick, but you can see right up in there, I think, where I did not remove the old tire coating very well. So I've got some streaky spot, and there's a blotchy spot right there because this tire coating could not adhere to the rubber right there like it could here. What does this mean? I want to get this tire looking right. I've got to go back now and strip all this off and start all over. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But, you know, a lot of people would be happy with that. But this tire was only cleaned with the mineral spirits. That's all. That's it. No, didn't take it outside and wash it with the tire cleaner or nothing. But, you know, it looks okay. And like I say, a lot of people would be happy with that. But I'm not. And I wouldn't be happy with it on your car either. Now, this tire was cleaned with a dedicated tire cleaner first. And then it was cleaned. I can't remember if I used the mineral spirits on this one or not. But you can still see, like right in here, where I did not get the rubber absolutely clean like I'm doing on that other side. So I've got a spot there that shows up, and the right direct sunlight goes on down to there. And then it evens out where I got it good and clean. So that just demonstrates a little bit of why you need to get the tires good and clean. Yes, indeedy. Before you apply it. I worked on this tire some, only with the tire cleaner outside with the hose, and you can see there's a lot of stuff left on there. But now, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm now working on this tire. As you can see, this side I have done with the lacquer thinner, and it's almost there. Almost there. This side I have not. And you don't dare put new tire coating over the top of this. Yeah, it'll cover it up for a few minutes. Look good for maybe a half an hour or so, but once it cures, you'll be able to tell every single spot where you did not get it clean. It can be aggravating, it can be frustrating, it takes some elbow grease, but if you do it and do it right, you will be way more happier for way longer as time goes on, especially if your car lives outside a lot. So I want my tires to turn out as good as possible. And these tires are only a couple months old. So they're not showing a whole lot of browning yet, as we call it. But they will sometime in the future once they get a little age on them. Because the browning on the tire, for the most part, comes from inside the rubber. That is stuff they put in there to keep it soft and pliable. And eventually it works its way out to the surface and it turns brown. That's for the most part what the browning is. Not from dirt, grease, brake fluid, all that kind of stuff, but most of it comes from inside the rubber. So eventually it will work its way out. This stuff takes it right off. I'm telling you. But not only do I do my tires this way, but when I do a customer's car, I do the exact same thing. One of the reasons it takes me so long, folks, because I am picky, not only with my car, but with your car as well. Probably more picky with yours than I am with my own. Anyway, appreciate you guys. You know, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. They claim it helps my algorithm out. I'm not sure if my algorithm needs help or not, but hey, might as well help it if you can, right? Alrighty then. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great weekend.